Well, welcome everybody. It's a beautiful Wednesday morning. If you're looking for some health improvement, or maybe just some spiritual attunement, follow right along as we do some Qigong. Together we'll be living in the movement. Yeah, together we'll be living in the movement. Come here for the big ending. Together we'll be living in the movement. Ooh, good. I like the jazz hands. Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning. So what do you got for us today, Gina?
Some Qigong. What do you think?
Oh, I think that's a great thing since that's what we've been telling everybody we're going to do.
All right.
Yeah.
Very good. All right.
Now, we did the first two exercises from the 8 Pieces of Brocade last time, and you're throwing more at us.
Yep.
We're getting the coffee going here.
Yeah, so we started what is called the 8 Pieces of Brocade on Monday, and it's a very popular Qigong form. A little bit more about it. It's kind of decided intention is to strengthen vitality and the immune system. So it's a great thing, I think, for now, this time of year.
My vitality could use some strengthening.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
I feel weird kneeling here.
Well, I'll get out of your way and we'll get the camera set. But quick reminder, if you're just tuning in, please sign in. Good morning, Liz.
Hi, Liz.
Let us know you're out there and like the page, share the page, tell everybody how awesome Gina is because, well, she is.
Yeah, and on that note, thank you for doing that already. I've been overwhelmed by how many likes and shares and feedback we've been getting. It's been really cool as we're just fumbling our way through this.
I don't know if you can see it, but that's a tear.
Oh, yes.
Right there.
Right here. Yeah. But seriously, it's been really cool, and we appreciate all of it and hope that you guys keep joining us.
All right.
Some form or other.
Well, let's get these guys moving.
All right.
Nothing starts the day off better than a good movement.
Okay, there it is. There it is. Okay, so let's just review the first two exercises we did just to start warming up a little bit. And also with this one, because we're going to be doing some head turning. So this is the second of the two movements I'm showing today is really good for any kind of neck tension, stiffness issues. We'll get into that in a moment, but I want to make sure if you're just getting out of bed that your head and neck are a little bit loosened up. So we're just going to warm up your hands first. Keep your wrist loose. I'm just going to tap gently on the back of the head, particularly along the base of the skull where the neck muscles come in and attach. So just kind of give yourself a little percussion down the back of the neck, around the ears. Just start loosening all that up. Okay. So we're going to begin again with the Wuchi posture, just to kind of get ourselves in the mood and get ourselves aligned and start to relax and come into our bodies. So with an awareness of your feet on the floor, about pelvis width apart. Weight more back over the ankles, the heels. See if you can lift your toes and give them a little bit of stretch right now. Spread them apart, wiggle them around. Just let your abdominal muscles relax. Just breathe into your lower belly, the space between the navel and the pubic bone. Again, balancing your weight over primarily the ankles, in the middle of the foot, bubbling well. Shoulders relaxed. Chin tucked under slightly, open up the back of the neck. your in-breath, imagine a string pulling your head up gently toward the ceiling, elongating the spine. And then with the exhale, relaxing down, sinking into your feet. One more nice breath in and out. Okay, just for review, we're going to do the first two 8 pieces that we did on Monday. So you can begin with your arms relaxed at your sides. Shake them out a little. Nice breath in and out. Okay. So you're going to bring your hands together, the lower dantian, inhale. Come up to the chest, exhale, stretch up, come up on the toes. Inhale, come back down onto the feet, ground yourself, and then exhale, stretch to the side, and in, and out, and in, and then exhale and float down. And then just let your whole body weight come back and sink into your feet before you go to the next exercise. The next one, we're doing wide horse stance. This is called shooting the hawk. And again, this is a really good sort of core development movement, as well as opening up the lungs and the upper chest. So with the inhale, we're going to come down into sort of a partial squat. So I don't want you bending way over to the point where your knees are coming out over your feet or you're bending at the low back. We're just coming down into a partial squat, picking up the bow with the inhale. And then exhale, extending out to the side. And then relax. And then come down, inhale. And then exhale to the other side. And relax, inhale, hands come up, exhale. Settle the chi. Okay. Number 3, it's called separating heaven and earth. And we're back to our feet at pelvis width. She always distracts me.
Our kitty cat just came in.
Yeah. And in and out and in and out. You know how it goes. So that'll be ongoing. So for separating heaven and earth, this is a movement where there are some Qigong moves are called soft Qigong, where they're more flowing, more everything's soft and you know, what I call flowy. And then there's some moves where you start to really build up some tension in the muscle and then you release it, what they call hard Qigong or soft hard Qigong. And this is one of those movements. So the exercise basically looks like this, where you inhale, come up to the center, and then we're pushing one hand down away and one hand up with a little bit of tension in the arms, and then releasing and relaxing. And then we alternate. Now, some people get confused at first when they see this about where the hands go. I think the best rule of thumb is to remember that your fingers are always pointing towards center. So sometimes it's kind of like, where are my hands going? But the fingers are always toward the midline, and the hands are always facing away from each other, like you're pushing apart a window or lion's jaws or whatever imagery works for you. And then inhale, release, relax, and exhale. And in, push out. And in, and out. So in addition to creating some tension in the arms and breathing, as you're exhaling, you're feeling that breath pull out from your abdomen and then into the hands. We're also stretching open the area between the rib cage and the waist, and also opening up the area under the diaphragm where the middle organs are, stomach, spleen, liver. So this is a nice one to do if you have indigestion or any kind of tension that you're building up in the middle of your body. Let's do that a couple more times because I I keep interrupting with my yammering. So inhale and exhale. And in and out. And in and out. And in, out. One more to each side. Inhale. Exhale. And in and out. And then inhale as we come back to center. And exhale. Relax the arms. Weight sinks back into the feet. I feel like you're building up a little bit of heat here. You can tell this is also probably a good one for wrists, as we're turning our hands into a different position than we usually have them, which is, internally rotated and then out in front of us. So you're really working the tissue around the wrists and forearms, which is nice. Okay, the next one, and I don't know what the official name is other than head turning. I call it head turning. There's probably some name like sky pillar or something like that, but this I have found for myself and for a number of people that we've given this exercise to be one of the most effective exercises for neck tension and any kind of issues with head, neck, shoulders, vertigo. That really helped me some years ago. Very simple movement. In fact, so simple that you really have to pay attention to what you're doing. So the idea is that we're just turning the head side to side with the breath. But I want you to make sure that you get your position right. So if you're coming out with, head in extension, you're going to be grinding on those vertebrae a little bit. So we're always going to make sure that you tuck your chin under slightly. You're bringing your ears over the shoulders. So everything's more in alignment from the head to the upper body. And that if you have neck tension, when you're turning to the side, you're not trying to stretch. We're not torquing. If you have tension, you're going to feel that even more and maybe give yourself a headache. So just think more kind of like rubber band, or just kissing up to the barrier where the tension begins and then stopping there. But the movement is continuous with the breath, so it's nice and smooth. And we shall begin. So we're going to do this with 3 different arm positions as well, because as we're turning the head, you're going to notice that, we're also affecting the tissue up here and in the upper back. So with different arm positions, we're going to be targeting those different areas of tension. So the first one, we just start with our arms at our sides. Inhale, and then exhale. Gently turn to one side as far as is comfortable, and then keep your eyes moving a little bit more, so we're getting some stretch through the eye muscles, and then inhale back to center. And then exhale to the other side. And in and out. And inhale, just find your own pace as you move your head. Just make sure that you're staying with your breath, and that your shoulders are down and relaxed. If you're hearing a lot of crunching and crackling, Rice Krispies as we call it, that's normal. And I will tell you, the more you do this, the less that will happen. Slow is really important, as Bill likes to say. Bill, what do you like to say here?
Well, Dr. Stevenson
Dr. Stevenson used to say stretches are done in 3 speeds: slow, slower, and slowest.
There you go. Thank you, Bill. All right, so as we come back to center with the inhale, we're going to change hand positions. So my hands are now going to be on my low back, more or less over the kidneys. If you have some shoulder tension, you can bring them, down more, just where it's comfortable. Ideally, you want your hands over the kidneys. And this is going to start opening up more of the front quadrants of the neck. Try not to thrust the ribs out. Everything's down, shoulders relaxed. Inhale and exhale. And as much as you can, making sure your ears are over the shoulders. Your head's not jutting out in front of your upper body. I tell you, with screens added into cars now where you don't have to turn around to reverse, it seems like it's solving a problem, but it's one less nutritious movement that we've lost, that we have to do. And there's so many necessary functions tied up in the neck. That are only facilitated by our movement. Okay. And then as we come back with the inhale to center, we're going to change hand positions again. So we're bringing the hands out in front. My palms are face up. My fingers are not exactly touching. They're just kind of hanging out here, but my shoulders are also down. You can curl them in a little bit because now we're working on the back of the neck and into the upper shoulders. But again, nothing like overly tense. You just sort of reposition them to curl forward a little bit, and then inhale and exhale. I'm glad to hear that, Rita. It's been really helpful for a lot of people. Like I said, I was dealing with vertigo, so much neck tension and shoulder tension, and got up one day and the room started spinning, and it's not a fun experience. But doing this, and it took me, I'm going to say, every day for 3 weeks, and I felt my neck release, my shoulder release. It sounds like a long time, but this movement does, comparatively doesn't really take that long. It just takes patience and staying with it. And like I said, not forcing yourself into the stretch here, just kind of slow-mo bouncing into it. I don't know if that was a good word. And we'll do one more to the other side. Inhale to the center. Exhale. You can use your exhale to let the shoulders relax a little bit more. And then in and out. And again, just give your body a few seconds here just to integrate what you just did before you snap back into your normal way of being. right, and just shake things out a little bit. Hopefully you feel even just now a little bit of opening and relaxation in the neck and shoulders. And so those are your next 2 8 pieces movements. And on Friday, we'll come back up with the next 2.
Do you know what they are yet?
Yeah.
Let me just give the names.
As
a teaser.
I have to remember. I know one is swing-tailed something something, and
Oh, that's the one that with the low back.
yeah,
Yeah. Okay. I like that one.
he stumped me on this one. Sorry, folks. I know what they are, but I just have to look up the names.
And I'm going to pay for this.
but they're
The head turning, that's one that I give a lot of my clients because, and you mentioned earlier, there's so much traffic in the back of the neck.
yeah.
And when the neck is congested, it creates tension headaches, the vertigo you were talking about, earaches. You can have a whole host of, even you can get into TMJ. I'm dealing with one client whose TMJ is because this whole area is so tight.
Yeah.
It's actually pulling on the jaw. So that's an amazing exercise.
Yep. Deceptively simple.
Deceptively simple. That's us. Well, here's your thoughts for the day, and then we'll get on out of here and let you get on with your day. Comes to us from the Bhagwan Sri Rajneesh.
Wow, look at you quoting Rajneesh.
Well, yeah.
He surprises me.
Don't try to force anything. Let life be a deep let go. See God opening millions of flowers every day without forcing the buds.
I like it.
So there you have it.
So don't force your buds, and
Or your Bud's Light. That was bad. Okay, we're out of here. We'll see you Friday, 7:30 a.m. If you like this, if you think it's benefit, share it with your friends. And for everything else, there's scotch. Okay.